folks. I'm Art from Peak Design. I'm a designer, and I worked on the shell project, and I'm going to walk through with you about how best to set it up. I have a medium-sized shell here, and this is a Nikon D7000. It's a crop sensor camera, but fairly big body on it, so this works pretty well. When you're sizing shell, I think the best thing to remember is that if you're using larger lenses, or if you are going to be shooting through your shell a lot, just maybe size up. And there's a really handy little guide on the packaging and on our website that walks you through each of the 3 available sizes and make sure you get the right one. We've got a couple of great things about shell. Mainly it's meant to be used on with capture, whether it's on a belt or a backpack, and it's very easy to set up. You basically just feed the lens into the main hole here, pull it over the top. We got some great adjuster hardware here, so to tighten it up, all you're going to do is just pull the cord, the little loop there, and that tightens it. And you can do that for either around the lens like this to really seal it off, and then you're going to release, basically just pull this other little black tab here, and that pops the tension. So you can actually set that up behind the lens as well if you want to keep it ready for shooting. So you've got 2 different ways to set it up, like so. So that allows you to pull your camera right out of capture, and if you're careful and make sure all your stuff is out of the way, you can go right back in, and you're nice and secure for when you're hiking and walking around. To release it, I like to just pop the tension there and pull down, and then your shell is off. If you want to keep the shell ready and handy to use, there's 2 ways to do it actually. There's a small elastic loop that's connected here at the sort of center of the shell. You can wrap that around your lens like you would sort of a tether for a lens cap, and that allows you to go into capture and install it pretty clean, like so. And then the other way, and then when you pull it off, it's still connected to your camera, like so you don't lose it. The other way to do that is to have it attached to capture, like so. So same thing. It just is wrapped around capture and dangles here. And so when I'm clicked in, it's easy to sort of orientate in the right direction and set it up, just like that. The other great thing about shell is that when you're not using it, it's very easy to stow. So there's a little mesh pocket in here. All you have to do is just, in its normal kind of state, just reach your hands in and pull that pocket, and then turn it all inside out, and it should all stuff cleanly into that pocket. Now that's great on its own, and you can stuff it in the bag, or you can pull that little elastic cord through, that same one we were talking about that you connected with capture, and you can either hang it from capture or from your lens, like so. So it's always ready to go. Another way to set up slide here is using your camera strap. So I've got a Talac Blue Slide Summit Edition here, and I've set up a shell on my camera, and basically what you do is you just feed your anchors or your camera strap through these little ports here that act sort of as a shingle and keep water from entering through the top of the shell. So you just click it into place like so, and sort of a camera standard camera lug carry setup here, and then you're ready to go. Your camera will perform on the strap just like normal. It also works great to connect to down here. The camera will hang a little bit more upside down, so you got to be careful of if you're in a really rainy situation, you might want to switch it up a little bit. But basically, and then the thing to remember about shell is that it's primarily a transportation cover. But it does have the great opening with the hood on the end for shooting situations. So it's not going to be something that you're going to be standing on the sidelines of your kid's soccer game or something like that, shooting for 3 hours straight. It's going to get a little bit cumbersome for that, and you need more of a dedicated shooting cover. But what it does allow you to do is pop the tension on the opening here, pull back the cover, and give you pretty good access to the controls, so you can fire off shots in between sort of rainstorms or even during a rainstorm, and quickly stitch it back up and be on the move again. And again, I think one of the things that we love most about Shell is this material is it's thick and it's durable yet stretchy. So it's going to give you great weather protection, but because it's got that thickness and that sort of high pile in the nylon jersey weave, it does allow you to just take your camera, wrap it up, and stick it in your backpack, and you're good to go for your next adventure. So we think it's one of the best solutions just for if you're not carrying a full camera gear, like you're hiking or traveling, you just have one camera on you. It's a great sort of ultralight protective cover. As far as caring for your shell, I wouldn't put this thing in the washer. You're going to want to do a spot clean only on it. Warm water, very mild detergent if you need it at all. And I would treat it just like a nice technical garment, like a good rain jacket or snow jacket. This is DWR coated. It's a durable water repellent finish, so it's going to bead water. And then it has a membrane layer that's going to prevent any water from penetrating through. If water stops beading after a couple, using it for quite a while, I would expect it to last for at least a year of good use. But if it starts to lose that beading and water repellency on the finish, we recommend getting something like a Nick Wax water repellent spray, and you just spray it on and let it dry, and it'll bring back that good water repellency. You don't have to have the water repellency with this. Water won't soak through to your camera because it does have that membrane layer, but it'll just make it quicker to shake off the water and then stow it back in your bag without the thing being kind of more saturated in the heavy